you live with?
At the moment, I'm living with my parents and my sister. We are both a big family because we try my best to stay closer to each other. My parents are quite old, so I try my best to stay nearer to them to take care of them whenever necessary. For example, I usually spend lots of time helping my parents with cooking, housework, or cleaning up things. Sometimes I have to take them to hospital to do some examination. So I think that's really helpful when I can stay closer to them as long as possible.
Do you live in a house or an apartment?
We are living in a private house in Hanoi, which is the capital of Vietnam. And my house is quite big compared to others nearby because my parents work hard to bring us the best things. And I'm quite proud with my house because it offers me lots of amenities and all the functions that a house needs. And it always feels spacious and comfortable, but also very cozy whenever I'm staying in my house. For example, I usually travel, but whenever I come back to my house, the feeling is totally different. It feels very warm, and I'm just addicted to the feeling of staying in this house.
Can you describe the place where you live?
So my house had the like a villa design, which includes 3 stories. And let me see, we have 6, 7 bedrooms, a big spacious living room, and a super huge kitchen where my mom cooks good food. We also offer some outdoor spaces like a small garden with lots of trees, and there are different rooms with different functions. I have my own working room, which is placed on the second floor, where I often spare it for creative work or study. I also have my favorite space for reading books, which is placed on the outdoor space, like a balcony, on the third floor, which is also the place where we put our washing machine and we hang our clothes there because of the availability of sunlight. So after all, I think my house is very interesting, and that's a place worthy living.
What kind of home would you like to live in the future?
My house at the moment is perfect, as I mentioned. But if I have the financial stability, I would prefer to live alone. I mean, like separately from my parents, with my own family. So I would choose houses like villas, but should be placed on West Lake, which is a very airy areas in Hanoi, which offers one of the best lands in the region because of its very healthy atmosphere, and the air is less polluted than the other areas, and there are lots of rich guys, rich neighborhoods nearby, near in the vicinity of the area. So I would say I think that's a better place to live. I'm fine with my option at the moment, but I'm trying my best to build my own legacy.
How do you think living with your parents affects your independence?
I think to some certain extent it's kind of affects a little bit because whenever I have to go out to make them less worry, I often have to tell them in advance when I come back, or if I travel to stay overnight, I'll have to let them know. But sometimes when as youngsters, when we go out, especially when we are single or we're not married yet, we could not design exactly what time we come back, and sometimes we arrive late with parties or with some friends gathering. So they often feel quite nervous, and I know they're just worried that, for my safety, especially at midnight. But sometimes I'm adult, I'm mature enough, so I just don't want them to care for me that much, to cause their insomnia sometimes. And I actually, that's the reason why I don't like living with my parents. So I think, yeah, independence sometimes really works, especially when it can affect your beloved one's health.
Why do you feel so attached to your current home?
As I mentioned, my house is very cozy and comfortable. It's also very well equipped with lots of tools and equipments that I need for a good life. Also, my parents like living here, and I want to stay closer to them to take care of them. So I think I have everything I need here. For example, whenever I go out having fine dinings or even luxurious food, it doesn't feel the same as the food that my mom cooks for me. So I always prefer something homemade, or everything organically comes from house. So I think I'm a man of family. I'm not sure, but yeah, something. I have a bond with my house.
How does your working room help with your creativity?
Well, right now I'm filming in my room, and it has lots of decorative pictures, which encourages me to stay positive and to stay focused on my work. And it's also soundproof, so I can concentrate on my work without any interference. For example, whenever I work in daylight or even midnight, it doesn't affect anybody, and no sound can get into my room without my permission. So I just need to close all the windows and the doors, and really immerse myself in the focused, deep working environment.
Why is living near Westlake important for your future plans?
I think my future plans involves lots of goals, small goals or plans, but I think most of them comes to the same idea that I need to be free, which means I can do whatever I want, living wherever I like. So that's the place where I spent most of my childhood, because I was running across around the lake when I was around 8 to 10 years old, and it felt so good. It was so airy, and everything's good with lots of green trees, and I like living in that so spacious and airy environment. For that reason, I chose this one as my final goal for accommodation. For example, whenever I travel around, I often seek for places like the houses in Westlake with a villa designs and surrounded by lots of trees. And I think I'm quite addicted with that type of housing style. I think that's just my preference.